Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy. I've been practicing intuition work for years now, and one of the things that I knew would always come up, but I just didn't know when, was the fact that I started intuition work not for myself. I was very lucky that I have a mentor and a teacher who taught me intuition work specifically to work on myself. But when I chose this journey and when I signed up to learn how to do this, I did not have the intention to say this is for me. I had the intention of saying I want to learn this so I can basically predict what's about to happen so I feel less anxious about what's going on in my life. So there was not this higher alignment space of oh my God, I want to get to know my soul so badly. All of this was rooted in my own anxiety of hey, I am super anxious about my future. I want to know how it's going to work out. Using soul signals feels like a pretty decent way to do this. Let's go. Over the course of time, that shifted to I want to learn all of this stuff for me because I do feel better. But yesterday I was talking to Anna, the woman who trained me in energy, and we had a very interesting and clarifying conversation where I realized deep down in my soul that I have not fully embraced intuition work for my own benefit. I'm still in that space of using it to see how my future is going to play out. And a lot of my psychic abilities have to do with that. So I'm very happy that I am psychic. I think it's great. But the problem is that I rely so heavily on seeing my future that I don't live in the present. And there are a lot of things that contribute to that. If you are somebody like me who is naturally anxious and you had the ability to see the future, hell yeah. I would take that chance I would take that option anytime it was given to me. But recently what I've been coming up against is the fact that living in the future is exhausting. It's also stressful and overwhelming. And I actually don't want to see what could potentially come because the future can change at the drop of a hat. Just because I see something today doesn't mean that it's actually ever going to come true. And what it stirred up in me is this sense of I don't know what to trust anymore. I don't know if I can trust my own abilities. I don't know if I can trust my intuition. It was a huge crisis of confidence. And the decision that I had been toying with for a while that I came to pretty easily yesterday was I don't want to be a psychic for myself anymore. I do not want to see my own future. And I know it might feel weird for me to say that, but it's the truth. I don't want to see it. There are so many things that go on in a day that pull me out of my present self. The psychicness pulls me forward. Social media pulls me back. There's very little that keeps me grounded and rooted in the present. And unfortunately, my grounding practices and my meditation practices, they're just not cutting it anymore because I have two very strong forces on either side of me that are basically okay, forward, back, but I'm never here. And what I've decided to do is turn off my psychic abilities, which it's going to get weird. I cannot remember in the last 5 to 7 years of not using it. And B, I've decided to not check social media. So I go through phases where I will post all of my TikToks auto scheduled. The same thing with Instagram. And then I go through the phases where I'm checking it incessantly, not because I'm uploading videos, but just because I'm doom scrolling to distract. But now I'm very much in this space where I'm we're only doing auto scheduling. We're gonna auto schedule so that way I don't actually have to get pulled into the space mentally of looking back. And it's not the what do people think about me space. It's the space of I'm reliving something that I have already lived and I'm not letting myself process it. I truly am not letting myself process the present moment. And from a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual standpoint, that's not working for me anymore. I don't know what's about to happen. It'll all be good, but I'm going to tell you that I am terrified of actually living in the present. And if you are somebody who is psychic, if you have intuition, if you are, I mean, everyone has intuition, but if you like practice energy work, you might know what I'm talking about. There are certain things that truly stir up the most fear. And for me, it's being here. And I can't outrun it anymore. So being psychic allowed me to kind of like tap out of the present moment and just be like, it's okay. If I feel anxious about the present moment, don't worry. I can just go into my third eye and like see what's up. But it doesn't actually mean that I'm processing the feelings that are here, because beneath the fear, beneath the uncertainty, beneath the like, I don't know, name any emotion that could come up: anger, resentment, frustration, shame, happiness, like literally anything that's after the fear. I do not process it in the here and now. And I've reached this point where I'm like, I can't afford to not process it in the here and now. And I really don't want to see my future. I'm thinking of the genie from Aladdin, where it's like, be careful what you wish for. Like, the ability to see forward, sure, it's a gift, but I will tell you that it robs you of your present. And as somebody who has experienced both and is now trying to get back to the present moment, I think if I was given the option again, like in my own spiritual journey, if I truly was like presented with the like, hey, do you want to see your future, or do you want to just like live in the present? Me now, I would say, I just want to live in the present. Please don't tell me. If you had asked me 5 years ago, I would say, no, I really want to know how the future is going to work out. And all I can say is that knowing what could potentially happen can drive you up a wall. And when it doesn't happen, or when it doesn't happen the exact way that you thought it would, the only thing that I have ever felt is crushing disappointment in myself. Not disappointment that the event didn't happen. It's crushing disappointment in myself that somehow I have predicted something that was incorrect or wrong. And that's not the case. I don't want to end up in a space of shaming myself for the gifts that I naturally have, simply because they're becoming burdensome. So in order to avoid that, we're hitting pause. I don't necessarily know if that means that I'm going to like stop being a psychic for the rest of my life, but for right now, I've turned it off for me. It doesn't mean that I can't read for other people. It doesn't mean that there certainly won't be situations where it like can happen, but in this moment right now, that option, I've removed it from like my lifestyle.